Good morning. I've been asked to show people how to use Google Classroom for your grading purposes. I've been doing this for several years now, completely on Google Classroom. There are some challenges that have come up through it and some tools that have made it a lot easier and a lot faster to grade student work. In general, I do all my grading through Google Classroom. I don't use other programs. Try to keep it as simple as possible. So um, to start off, I'm going to use this Period 2 U.S. History Honors Classroom as my exemplar. Uh, if we click on it, the first thing you can notice is I've already populated it with some assignments and some tools. Up here is the grade function. But it takes some setting up before you just dive in and start grading. My recommendation is you come over here to the settings function, this little pinwheel on the side here in the right hand corner. When you click on it, you will be able to name your classroom and give it a bunch of criteria. If you see, I've graded it quarter one, or named it quarter one. Currently, Google Classroom does not allow a quarter function. It is in the pipeline, but it's not here yet. So I personally have had every student sign on to a new class every quarter. I just copy the classroom and I start new every quarter. That way the students can see their old quarter grades and can keep track of their average as they go. I don't throw them out. I just have the students move it to the bottom of their classroom list by clicking and dragging. So I label them by quarter along with the year and the classroom and the period. Um, Everything else is fairly straight and self-explanatory until you get down here to the grading function. This is where you're going to need to decide how you want to do your grading. I currently do weighted by categories, and I've created certain categories that my students need to do, and I grade them on those categories. But you do have the option of just doing a simple point total. So if you want something to count less, you give it less points. If you want it to count more, you add more points. Or no grading whatsoever. It'll just keep the assignments there with whatever grade you give them, and then you can calculate it at the end of the quarter as you see fit. I like to give the kids a running tally of what their grade is, so I do the weighted categories. Right now it's not turned on, but you can show or not show your students their grades. I will be turning that on and hitting save so that they are able to see it. Let's go back there for a quick second. As you can see, I've created several categories and made them weighted, so I can assign them out of 100 points, out of 10 points, doesn't matter, it'll do the averages for me. That's the nice part about it. Once you are set up, you can then start creating your assignments as you would normally do. If we come here to the stream and we pick out an assignment that I've already created, let's go to this one, All About Me assignment. It's a project, and we open it up. We will see a couple of key factors that go into the programming of the assignment. So this is what the students will see. There's the assignment sheet, an exemplar that I gave them, and a rubric. The rubric function is in every assignment. I love to do it. It makes grading so much easier from the teacher perspective. I've made this assignment out of 100 points. I've given it the category of projects, so it'll be worth 20% of their grade. And it tells the student the due date. If you click on the rubric function, you can see the rubric. These rubrics are reusable. So I have created a series of reusable rubrics. One's for essays. This one's a simpler check minus, check plus on a couple of components, completion of assignment, their ideas, quality and mechanics, spelling, and then just general neatness. Is it age appropriate? These rubrics are easy to form, and I'll show you in terms of grading how easy it is to grade a student's assignment in a second. This is what the student sees. This is what you're going to see. When you come to do your grading, I have a student who's already created the assignment. I can click on it. It opens a new window. And over in the right-hand corner over here, you see the rubric. So I know the squares and the tabs, but if I forgot, I can download and check what the criteria is again. And I can just start clicking. And because I've set it up, it automatically starts adding up the student's grade. Now, after seeing the student's work, if this was how I came up and maybe I wanted to adjust it, you can always modify it here and give them whatever grade you deem necessary. And you can always add in some questions. If you use the hashtag function, you can create reusable comments, both in this comment function or right here. I have created some like no assignment posted, incomplete, write more, proofread. These are ones I use all the time. So if I'm inside and making comments, I can click here and add a comment function, and oh, there it is, proofread your work. I'm going to delete this. I haven't actually taken the time to read this student's assignment, so I don't want to actually leave a grade just yet and scare the student. Too early in the year for that. And once you're done, you just hit return, and it automatically grades the student's work. So if we return back to the original window here, all about me assignment, you can see the student's grade is starting to be added there. I've yet to return it to the student, but once it's returned, they'll be able to see that assignment grade, which is not that just yet. Once all your work is turned in, it's fairly easy to just send it back to the students. You can always just hit this all students button and return it to them. Boom, done. If you need to change the grade value, you can always do it here. You can always make it ungraded or change the numerical value of the total points. If we go back to the main window, this is where the student's grades will be populated. As you can see, as of right now, the student has 0 because I really haven't graded their work, but it will add the overall grade as well as they go. You can also sort by first or last names. I tend to like to use first names. It's just how I know the students more. So that's easier for me to pick up. And this will just keep running, and you'll have your student grades that are newer closer, and then you'll have to scroll for the older grades. If you click here, you can edit the assignment as well. So it's a quick way to jump or delete assignments that you may have not wanted in this class. And you can return all work to all students from this location as well. So at the end of the quarter, when you're just returning all the students' late work, you can just hit return all, and it'll all be sent back to the students. This is a great way of keeping track of your students' work. It is something that is also shared with the parents if you fill out the parental contact form. So some of these where it says invite guardian, you can invite the guardian from their Sage, and they'll get weekly emails of any missing work or just completed work. They're just an update of their grade as they go. You can also invite the guardian or send them a message, email them from this location as well. Just a good tool to manage your student work. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to me or Mr. Arguello. So that'd be arguelloi@worcesterschools.net, and I'll answer any questions you have. And that is it.